Today's topic is very big, and this is what I'm going to want you to share as we talk about fentanyl and what is happening to our kids around the world, but also in the church walls. Okay, no parent should ever have to bury their child. And it's a pain that defies words. I've had clients who've gone through this. It feels raw, it's relentless, it's life-altering, it goes up and down, it hits you when you're not expecting it. And yet far too many families, this is their day-to-day life because there's a silent killer preying on the lives of millions of unsuspecting youth. And I'm telling you, church kids are the most unsuspecting youth, okay, in America and around the world. It's a deadly drug called fentanyl. Now, our guest today knows this pain in a way that no one ever should. This isn't a statistic to our guest. It's faces that he raised, faces that he held at birth, faces that he played with day in, day out, fed, okay, was there when they got sick. Robert Keissling lost not only just one, but two of his sons at the same time to an unexpected fentanyl overdose. But Bob didn't let this story end in grief, although he went through it. He chose to turn his unimaginable pain into purpose by standing as a voice of truth to an organization called Fentanyl Fathers, a powerful nonprofit on the front lines of the fight to end the fentanyl crisis by going into high schools and warning our youth. Through his testimony and courage, Bob is helping families recognize the dangers of fentanyl and the counterfeit pills to help save countless lives, and to let the grieving parents know they're not alone. Someone who knows can hug them and talk to them. Please welcome our guest, Bob, to Healing Time. Bob, it's really an honor to have you here. And I want you to talk about being a dad. Talk about your boys before this happened. I mean, who were they?
Sure. No greater role in life that I've been privileged to have is in being a father. Very, very important to me. Caleb and Kyler, I'll first kind of start with Caleb. He was the eldest. He'd be 25 years old today. So he passed in 2020 at the age of 20 years old. Very smart kid, loved to read American history, super, super smart. When he was 1 year old, he had a vocabulary of 160 words.
Wow.
It was really amazing. So he had really, really gifted kid. Liked, like every American kid, soccer, baseball. We were a soccer family. And liked in high school dressing up in nice clothes and liked music. So when we talk about kids in high school, I put pictures up on the screen. So at Fentanyl Fathers, the high school students can see this is just like a kid in high school.
Good kid, yeah.
Yeah. He used to like to wear a bow tie. We used to call him as a little kid the professor because he was so smart. Great conversationalist. His brother, Kyler, 20 months younger than him. He was just the opposite. He didn't say a word until he was 2.5 years old. He was a nonstop moving machine. He loved sports, anything with motion. Again, baseball, wrestling, soccer. We were a soccer family.
He was kinesthetic.
Yes, very. High motor skills, as they said. And so, yeah, he had to learn by touching and feeling. Right. You had to grab his arm, get his attention, look him in the eye, all those kind of things. That was his learning style. So, great kid, both of them. Fun-loving. You get to hear all the great stories of them. After their funeral, the kids would tell stories of the boys and the kind things they did for others that I wasn't even aware of. And so, very, very heartwarming time.
When did they start kind of drifting off? Where did that start happening for them?
At age 13, Caleb started struggling with some anxiety. Just the regular things you struggle with that when you start to going into adolescence. And then he got festered and had some thoughts of suicide. So we got him into some counseling on that for a couple years. But really that wasn't working for him. And same time, they were vaping also at the time, but they learned that they could vape. He could start vaping pot.
Oh, okay.
And so he started going to the black market to to self-medicate.
Sure, yeah.
Self-medicate.
I remember those days.
Yep. So, like a lot of kids, some try it for, hey, let's just experiment, and there's a lot of pain in that age. So he ended up getting a little bit worse. So he started to change out friends, stop caring about school. That's the kind of things that can affect on you. we ended up moving him to a different school. We could kind of start again with a new network of friends, and that was definitely helpful. But by that time, senior in high school, he started doing other things, alcohol, and eventually around senior, maybe afterwards, we're guessing, he started using Xanax, which is commonly known as a anti-depressant for those type of things. So again, self-medicating on the black market. Kyler similarly followed a path, being 20 months younger. He was prone as ADD. We were told many times he's going to be prone to substance issues. So be very aware. So we were very aware and talking to our kids and making them very aware of drugs and everything and the problems associated with it. And he ended up blowing out his knee his sophomore year in soccer. And so that put this kid who was very kinetic and very
loss
active,
of identity,
and put him on the couch. And he said, Dad, I was bored. I was so bored. You know, ADD, you need stimulation. So unfortunately, with his friend set and his brother's friend set, there was pot available. So he started heavy smoking pot and followed along with his brother. Him and his brother they were best of friends as well as brothers.
That's great. And then take us to that night.
So Caleb had been graduated 1 year. It was July. It was a summer night, 28th. And Kyler had just taken his last class to get his credits done. He had a real low GPA. He was just the opposite of his brother. Great with people. Get him through by the skin of his teeth. But super gifted with people. Super, super gifted. So they went out to celebrate. Now, this was COVID times. And for a strange set of circumstances, it was like, guys, you're going to go out. You can't stay at your friend's house. Look, go get a hotel room for a couple days. You're going to be safe there. And so actually, I said, they already started their celebration. So I was like, I'll drive you. So I took them to the hotel, made sure they're safe. Hey, they're not going to be on the road. They're not going to be hurting anybody. We're good. I'd never heard of fentanyl. I had no idea what was out there.
Most parents have never heard of fentanyl. I would say that 90% of Christian parents don't know what it really is.
I totally agree with you. It's amazing how you don't know about it. When I was in a recovery program, I was leading a recovery program, and I was not even aware of what fentanyl was. So people who are dealing with people with substance abuse at that time didn't even know what fentanyl was. It is hush, hush. It is the hugest destructive story never told. Fentanyl is incredibly cheap. It is 100 times more powerful than morphine, and it comes through pressed into pills. It is the active ingredient in fake pills, so it's a big deception. Percocet, Xanax, any of the popular pain reliever pills or anti-anxiety pills that are so prevalent are copied and imported. And they're completely unregulated, and there's no idea how much fentanyl is going inside those pills. You'd never know. Unless it's prescribed to you, you have no idea what's going inside those pills.
And just a pin head of fentanyl in these fake pills can kill a kid.
2.1 milligrams.
Boom.
And in the autopsy reports of my boys, you look at it, it's like they tell you everything in that report. Nothing sadder than reading an autopsy report about your kids, looking at how little fentanyl was in there. That says, and it's 2.1 milliliters per whatever the larger volume is enough to kill. And I saw the amount in there. One was at 2.1, the other one was at 8 point whatever.
Wow.
Different levels in their system. But yeah, those are real numbers, and it's deadly.
But take us to that night. They engaged in some kind of pills. And
so I dropped them off at the hotel, and I got a text from my son early in the morning, like 2 in the morning. He said, Dad, just called in to check in. And I'm like, son, just get some sleep. We're going to get together for dinner with you, and then I'm going to go pick up the car with your other son. So it's not too uncommon that I get calls from them the night, as they were not living at home. They were living out other places. So the next day, I was waiting for their call. Noon passed, no call, called them. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, text them. I'm like, all right, there's something going on. I don't know what they're doing, but nowhere in my mind did I think of the danger.
Sure.
I thought they were safe.
Right.
5:30, I got a call from a police officer. Mr. Keissling, yes. Are you the father of Caleb and Kyler Keissling? I said, yes. He said, could you come down to the hotel? And I said, what's the problem, officer? He Well, could you just come down to the hotel?
Yeah, he wasn't going to tell you on the phone.
No, they don't. And I took some chaplaincy training, and for the reasons of a person's response to a death like that, people could pass out, they could be weak in the knees, they could go crazy. Yeah. So I had my neighbor, I didn't have my car because we were going to pick up the car, I had my neighbor drive me over there. And on the way over, I'm thinking, this is not good. This is not good at all. So I arrived at the hotel, there were probably 5 police officers, and I heard a woman screaming, just a woman wailing. And they said, Mr. Keissling, don't go over there. We found, and it was detective, but just matter of fact. So this is the second or third time, like in the last couple of days, we've had this happen. And by all indications of what we've seen with the bodies, with the foaming on the mouth, your boy was lying next to a girl, the other boy is slumped over in a chair like he was playing a video game. And we believe it's fentanyl poisoning. It's very common. And the life just drained out of me. I guess it was shock.
For sure. For sure.
So he even showed me pictures of the pills. He said, here are the pills that were up there. We found there were still leftover pills. One was in a wallet, one was over here, and he showed them, and they were just the pills, yeah. I don't know what Percocet looks like, but it just looked like something you'd pop out of the bottle.
Right. Okay.
Turns out they had the records that they bought the pills that night, and yeah, they thought it was, they had texts and stuff. They all thought it was Percocets.
Mm-hmm. And then so that changed your life. Walk us through some of the grief and your valley of shadow of death. That we as Christians, we don't realize that people go through this stuff. Okay, here you are serving in a recovery, area, and no one would suspect that this would happen to you. Talk about the grief and the loss of these boys. I mean, these are faces. These are kids you hugged, put to bed, disciplined and laughed together and watched movies with. What did that feel like going through that? And I want you to share that because a lot of people, we don't talk about Christian pain. Even though Scripture talks about suffering, we don't hear sermons about it. We don't hear testimonies about, hey, I suffered through cancer. Hey, I went through this. I lost my kid. I mean, talk about that a little bit.
So the emotional response originally, and first of all, everyone's different how they respond.
Yep.
Like I said, the woman who was on the site was actually who wailed. That was the mother of, there was another girl there, unfortunately, who passed away that day as well. Mm-hmm. My first response was
just shut down,
just vacant. Okay. And someone gave me a picture of it's called the Hollow Man. It's called Melancholy. It's a picture of a wire frame of a man, and basically a stick figure with nothing on the inside, just empty. Just felt empty and not mentally processing much at all, just in a state of shock. So that night, though, I knew that I had a job to do because I had 3 girls at home and a mom.
Wow.
So my thoughts went to them and how they're going to respond because they had to know, and they had to know right away. So I had my ministry carved out right away for when I went home. So processing that. So as a daughter, each one of them reacted a little bit differently. But that was the worst because their emotions immediately, because I was not emotional, I was in shock.
No,
their emotions
down,
came to light right away.
Yeah.
And that's when it really, really hit, where the pain started hitting every member of the family.
Everybody crying.
Yeah. And not necessarily together. So for anybody who's going through this, be patient with everybody around you because everybody has a unique relationship with the person that passed.
Yeah.
And that experience starts to come in and starts to come out. And so be patient with everybody and how they react and respond to it. It's okay.